Do you know who Shanks is based on? It's the northern god of war, Tyr. But do you know who Tyr is and what foreshadowing we can do for Shanks by looking into northern mythology? Because it's a lot. And it also involves Blackbeard. So why is Shanks based on Tyr? Well, I'm gonna give you the highlights first. Both lost their arm in order to protect something valuable. Both are famous for their swordsmanship. And then there's the Viking ship Shanks is riding and his connection to Elbaf, which is basically One Piece's northern mythology wonderland. Let's look at that first point in more detail though, because it also foreshadows One Piece's very own Ragnarok and Shanks clashing with Blackbeard. You know Shanks lost his arm in order to protect Luffy, the future pirate king. Well, Tyr lost his arm in order to protect Odin, the king of the gods. To be exact, it was prophesied that Odin would be killed by Fenrir, the wolf son of Loki, and in order to prevent that, Fenrir had to be locked down. So he was outwitted by a bunch of Asgardians feeling good about outwitting a wolf. And they challenged him to a feat of strength, like, hey wolf, let's see if you can bust out these chains. You're so strong. I bet these chains can hold you. You're so strong. And Fenrir was like, I am strong. And they put chains on him, busted out the chains. And they did this over and over again. And they let him win over and over again. And then eventually they put chains on him that were made out of unbreakable material. And they were just like, I mean, these chains right here, they passed down from grandfather to grandfather to they're so strong, I can't even lift them. But you so strong, I bet you can't bust out of them no sweat. And Fenrir kind of caught on to this. So he said, I can, but just as insurance, somebody put their arm in my mouth so that if I can't get out, I can bite your arm off. Because that's how they did that. That's how you deal with traps in northern mythology. But they had to put these chains on Fenrir to lock him up because it was prophesied that he would take the life of Odin. Fenrir being locked up was mandatory to the order within the Asgardian world. So no one stepped up. They were all scared. Except for Tyr, who, like Shanks, is all about justice and order. So Tyr put his arm up in there, and Fenrir can't bust out of the chains, notices he's trapped, bites off the arm, and our Shanks parallel is perfect. As the god of war, Tyr was mostly about maintaining justice and avoiding war, despite his title. And this is also echoed in Shanks, who, as a Yonko, despite the bloodthirsty personality of his three equals, is mostly concerned with avoiding conflict. He tried to stop Ace from going after Blackbeard, he stopped Kaido from attending Marineford, and he talked to the five elders about a major threat. Now, we don't know just who that threat is, but many assume it's Blackbeard, a guy that's long been on Shanks' radar ever since they were apprentices. Shanks knows Blackbeard is up to no good, and he's almost prophetic in his insistence and worry about the danger Blackbeard presents. Well, it just so happens that the god Tyr also has a prophecy of death. A three-headed hound of darkness will come for him. Yes, that's three-headed, as in the three-headed Jolly Roger of our darkness-wielding Blackbeard. There are so many theories connecting Blackbeard to Cerberus, the three-headed hellhound of Greek mythology. I can do a video on that if you want. That are about him having three personalities or soul, etc. Hinted at by the very ominous three skulls on his Jolly Roger. Well, the three-headed hound destined to kill Tyr is simply the northern version of Cerberus. Garmr. Garmr. The pet guardian dog, god of the goddess of hell. Hell. Yes, her name is just Hell. And also, that's the origin of the English word hell. So you see how it is easy to foreshadow Shanks and Blackbeard eventually clashing. It's Tyr's destiny and thus also Shanks's. Not that One Piece isn't building that clash up enough already as it is. Also, since the prophecy foretells Tyr is eventually killed by Garmr in the Battle of Ragnarok, we can continue down that train of theory to assume that Blackbeard kills Shanks in One Piece's very own Ragnarok, and eventually it is upon Luffy to avenge Shanks and end the threat of Blackbeard. There's another real-life inspiration that fits Shanks beautifully and supports the theory that he's actually evil and the ruler of the underworld. This one's not based on a god, but rather on a real Yakuza. And if you want to see that, and also the video going more into detail on the connection between Blackbeard and Cerberus, then drop a comment. And if you like what I do here, then please do consider removing that plus right there, because I do this every day. And if you follow, then I'll see you tomorrow. Alright? Bonus fact. The Sea King that takes Shanks' arm is clearly inspired by Jormungandr, the world's serpent, another child of Loki and the arch enemy of Thor. The Jormungandr is so massive that it surrounds the world and grasps its own tail. And it is said that once Jormungandr releases its tail, Ragnarok will commence. Coincidence that the Sea King taking Shanks' arm is also inspired by Northern mythology? I think not.